Yeah, center first before you...
If you're tired of eating bullets before you even get a chance to aim back, watch what happens when I do this. That right there changed how I played this game, and I figured it out way too late. It took me the whole prologue to figure that out, so don't be like me. I'm gonna break down that later in this video.
Yo!
But that's just one of the things I had to learn the hard way. A huge thanks to the Division Resurgence for sponsoring today's video. But first, the setup that makes all of this possible. The default HUD is good, but you may find it clunky, especially if you're like me, experienced with mobile shooters. So here's my current HUD. I'm currently using 6 fingers for this, which is overkill, but it's easily adaptable to 4 or even 3 fingers. My left middle finger toggles aim and melee. Left index is my fire button. Left thumb handles movement and auto sprint. Right thumb activates combat skills, signature ability, and all interaction. Looting, doors, NPCs, saves. Right index handles cover, roll, vault, and reload. Right middle finger for healing and grenades, which is honestly unnecessary but nice to have. For cover controls, I have everything on manual with auto enter cover disabled. I display the enter cover button and I use aim as my cover corner input so I go where I want to go. Although I got a long way to go in practicing that, honestly. What really prompted me to dial in these settings is because in this game, enemies push you and throw nades at you.
Oh.
So you need to be able to adapt at all times and have an exit plan. Now, let's talk about graphics. If it were completely up to me, I'd prioritize performance, but since I'm recording this for you guys, I went with how the game looks. So here are my settings. As for sensitivity, I haven't messed with it too much, but I found myself turning off sensitivity acceleration as it can really mess up your aim if you're not used to having that on. Go down to sensitivity acceleration and put x-axis and y-axis acceleration all the way down, regardless of what you have toggled at the top for both camera and firing sensitivities. Now you'll have more consistent aim and you'll hit your shots way more. Now for the ADS mode, I found the best of both worlds. I went with mixed ADS view to maintain third person with full auto guns, and have my character aim through the scope on high magnification marksman rifles with my 8x, so I can really hone in and hit targets from long range. Although, if you run this with Bulwark Shield on, your character will not aim through the scope, even with an 8x, so keep that in mind.
I mean, in that case, we 2-shot, because
all the more reason to fine-tune your sensitivity and settings. Those settings will get you going, but the settings menu can't teach you what the game won't tell you. The game isn't played in the settings menu. It's out there, and you need more than just settings to succeed.
Almost down. Your time is over. You're a goddamn dinosaur.
I was so excited to play this game that I had to overcome some hurdles along the way. One of them was knowing when and when not to fire at enemies behind cover. Sometimes I end up blind firing from behind cover and get absolutely destroyed. Sometimes I just tap the ADS button first, then scramble back to lock onto targets, eating damage and taking hits before I can even fire back. Then, as I was playing with a sniper, it just hit me. I was centering for the head first while behind cover, then I toggle the aim button and fire quickly. Well, why can't I do that with full auto weapons? So I did. Once I started doing that, I took down enemies way faster, I took less damage, and when I timed it when they stopped firing, I basically received 0 damage while they dropped like flies.
There's more.
Not again. Cover me.
Signature ability ready.
It's a pretty simple concept but can be overlooked if you're not careful. Just aim at the chest or head, tap the ADS button, and fire immediately. When you're done shooting, let go of the ADS button so you get back to cover.
Let me snipe these guys.
Come, son of a bitch!
Ooh, I can just snipe them. Let's heal, bro. Come on. You gotta lock in.
There are weekly bounties you can do, and before you can reveal a target, you need to complete mini missions. Output restorations,
Snipe one.
Son of a bitch! Gotta find some protection! Sitting in our ranks!
hostage rescues,
I wonder where I can find that.
I knew the division was close for sure.
Hell yeah.
arm steel disruptions, and they're scattered all throughout the map.
Drones, come out.
Sitting in our ranks!
Guys, for ride. Thanks for your help.
Nice.
We can handle it from here.
Now, since these are in the open world, other live players can get to them too. So after tracking the mini missions and before you make your way there, make sure you check the upper left part of your screen. You might see either in progress or ended. If you see in progress, it means a player might have already started it.
Sequence required. Object of interest detected. Warning. Hostile forces approaching.
Got him lined up just right! Contact!
I got it, bro. Don't worry.
Warning. Hostile forces approaching.
Be sweet!
Sequence interrupted. Sequence successful. Sacrifice.
Let's go.
If you're nearby, you can join in midway and fight alongside other players, and it will still count towards your progress. But sometimes you'll be too late and you'll see it marked ended while you're still on the way there. If you don't have fast travel to that area yet, you just wasted all that time traveling for nothing. Weekly bounties and daily missions both reset on timers, so make sure you get to them before they expire. Don't miss out on the rewards. I've been a solo player in my The Division Resurgence journey so far, but teaming up with the other players on these mini missions has been way too efficient. Now, here's something the game doesn't really explain early on. There are 3 damage types in this game: blast, shredding, and piercing. And certain enemies have shields that are weaker to a specific damage type. Blast damage is what you want against enemies with heavy red armor. Shredding works best against standard kinetic shields, the light blue ones. And piercing is for tech shields and robotic enemies, the dark blue ones. And when you match the right damage type to the right shield, you deal significantly more damage. And trust me, you'll feel the difference. Right now, I'm mainly running the Warlord, which is Blast.
Come on, let's go!
Let's go.
Let's get him!
With the Shredding Marksman Rifle I've been testing out on the side.
Signature ability ready.
But I already learned the hard way that if a boss has a shield type you can counter, you're stuck there chipping away at it forever. So carry at least 2 different damage types in your loadout. Future you will thank you for it. I was just equipping whatever had the highest power score. Green, blue, didn't matter. If the number was bigger, I equipped it. But I quickly found out that gear rarity comes with unique talents, better stat rolls, different damage types, and a completely different combat feel. Then, the Battle Pass gave me the Warlord, an exotic AR, and the difference wasn't close. I was shredding enemies and taking down bosses fast. Look at its exotic talent. While firing, reduces incoming damage by 25%. When firing stops, applies 60% of the reduced damage and grants 10% skill damage for 10 seconds. This got me through a lot of goons and annoying bosses. Every setting I showed you, every technique, every system I just explained, it all changes once you have real gear. This game has way more depth than the tutorial shows you. If you want to experience this for yourself, The Division Resurgence is free to download. Links in the description. You can use my creator code for some bonuses, and once again, thanks to The Division Resurgence for sponsoring today's video.